Let's take a look at the page I gave you yesterday. What kind of questions would you like to go over? Number 7, sure will. All right, problem number 7. Okay, before we start it, just by looking at it, can you tell me what direction it's going to open? It's going to open down. Agree? Because of that negative right there, it means we're going to open down. So friends, if this was a question on the final exam, and you're looking for which graph it works, what maybe should be your very first thing to do? Yeah, if you have one of them that's opening up on it, cross it off, because you know that's not the answer. You know that's not the answer. Phones away, please. All right. So once we realize it's opening down, your next step should be would be a real blessing is if I had one opening down and the other 3 opening up, you got the answer. I don't know if we would make it quite that obvious, but just in case. All right. So I'm going to solve this one, and then I'm going to solve this one. So this is going to give me the point 2, 0. This is going to be giving me the point -2, 0. So those both exist right there. So what are those known as, those 2 blue dots? They are roots, okay? Okay, so we have roots plotted. So halfway between those roots, if I wanted to find my vertex, it looks like 0 is halfway between the 2. Do you agree with that? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this x value here, and I'm going to plug it in. But I have to make sure, here's where the big mistake takes place on this. What is out front of this entire problem? A negative sign. So know that you have negative, and then you have 0 minus 2 and 0 plus 2. Okay? So this is going to be negative 2 times 2. Negative times negative is positive. 2 times 2 is 4. So 0, 4. There's my vertex. That's my vertex, but what else is that point? That's my y-intercept. Okay, so it can be both. And then the pattern graph is going to be 1, 3, 5, but because there's a negative out front, it's negative, negative, negative. So I'm going to go right one, down one, left one, down one, and that's plenty of points to go ahead and graph. So you have all the information about this graph. Is that okay? What else can I help you with off this worksheet? Yeah. 3. Number 3. Cool. Can I move off the screen? All right. Let's see. We're going to go paste. Oh, it still gave me a big one. Okay, Okay, remind me as soon as I make this small that I have to save this image. What are you supposed to remind me of? Save the image. Okay. Copy. All right. So number 3, here we go. Y equals x squared minus 4. What's the first thing we should do? Before we do anything else, what should we do? It's going up. It's going up. This is opening up. So once you realize it's opening up, if any of the graphs that are given are opening down, cross them off. It's not going to be the answer. Okay? So when we look at this problem, I know the A value is 1 and the C value is -4. What is the B value? Yeah, it's got to be 0. Okay? So from there, we can go negative B over 2A, which is -0 over 2 times 1, which is just 0. So that's the axis of symmetry. I don't know if it asked for it or not. Nope. All right. So from there, we can go ahead and start finding the vertex. So I know I'm going to have 0. What should I do with this 0? Plug it in. So I'm going to plug it in. So I'm going to get 0 squared minus 4. 0 squared 0. 0 minus 4 is -4. So 0, -4 is down here. Okay. When I pattern graph, does the 1, 3, 5 work? Or do I need to multiply it? What's the A value? 1. 1 times 135 is? 135. All right, so right one up 1, left one up 1, right one up 3, left one up 3, and we could keep going, but this is probably plenty of points to graph. Okay, number 3, they wanted to know what the vertex is. That's my vertex. They want to know what the y-intercept is. Is that the y-intercept as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the y-intercept is also that, okay? So that sometimes will happen. It's not a big deal if it does. Okay. What else can I help you with on this? 2? 5? 5 sound good? Cool. Wait.
Did we do 5 yesterday?
Did we? Oh, maybe we did it in class. 8? All right, let's do 8. Is it easy? Well, because I've been teaching for a long time, sure. But number 8. First off, does this open up or down? Opens up. So go and take a look at your choices. Any open down, cross them off right away. They're not going to be the answer. Okay, this is already put in vertex form. So remember, what happens when I pull this 1 out? What? Tell me about it. What will that 1 be? It's going to be positive, okay? When it comes out of parentheses, it'll be positive. This one stays the same. So I get 1, -1 here. There's nothing out in front of the parentheses, so it's still going to pattern graph as 1, 3, 5. So I go right one up 1, left one up 1, right one up 3, left one up 3. And there it is. Let's see. So for number 8, they wanted to know the vertex. We got that. The y-intercept. Ooh, the y-intercept is right there. Agreed? So that y-intercept is at 0, 0. Do you think it's okay if y-intercept's at 0, 0? Well, that's where our dots landed, so I think it's okay. This week. You look mad. Sad? Glad? It's like I did something wrong. What did I do wrong? Okay. I missed the smile. You just look like you're tired or something. Anything else I can work for you? You want the next page? More review? All right. Here comes another review. Now this stuff, this one I'm giving you will look relatively familiar because it comes from the last unit we worked on. I'm just kind of doing a review in different order. Kind of stirrups chaotic lifestyle. Cool, got it.
I'll probably be right back.
Throw your phone on the ground makes it work better. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. All right. So, does everyone have one of these pages now? Did I get one right? All right. So, let's think about a few things that we talked about in this unit. So, like bases being multiplied have exponents added. And then something I saw, I'm going to put a little note here. Bases won't multiply then. So they stay the same. So if you had like x to the 4th and x to the 6th, it becomes x to the 10th. The x's don't multiply together. You just combine it into 1. Okay, that is really important when we have number bases. So if we had 5 to the third and 5 to the fourth, that's 5 to the seventh. It doesn't become 25 to the seventh. So some examples of this might be x to the fourth times x to the 10th gives me x to the 14th. Okay, I think almost everyone is good with that. But when you have like 2 to the third times 2 to the 10th, that becomes 2 to the 13th. Notice the 2 did not become 4. Does that make sense? All right, so I'm going to list for you which problems go very much in this property. Problem number 1. Problem number 4 is similar. Problem 7. Okay, so why don't you go ahead and take about 2 minutes and try 1, 4, and 7. Just see how you do. We'll go over those. So about 2 minutes. I'll stop recording for. That's first key for each of those. So just double check, make sure you feel comfortable with that. Can I move off this screen? Okay. So the next one is when we deal with power to a power. This is where you multiply the exponents together. Okay, so if I had x to the third and this was raised to the fifth, this is going to be x to the 15th. But if I had a problem, say, like, just trying to see where I got a power. There's one. But then you might have something like this. Okay, so that bottom one is another example. So I have 2x to the third, y to the fourth. Here you go. I'm just kind of working through that. Yep. So things that we have to know. This comes to here. So do you feel comfortable? The answer right there so far is 4. And how did I get the 4? Yeah, 2 squared. 2 squared is 2 times 2. And then this comes here. So what is this going to give me for the x's? X to the 6th. And then what does this give me for the y's? Y to the 8th. Okay. Any other types of scenarios that might take place? Yeah, that's just an example. That's done. You can't go any further. That's fancy dancy. Oh, yeah, let's try one like that. Let's say we had 3x raised to the 0, y to the 4th.
No. 0 on the outside. Like,
Oh, okay.
Like number.
So if we had something like this. So this one is just going to give me an answer of 1. Where some students slip up with this a little bit, the only thing that is 1 in this problem is x to the 0. Okay, so this technically becomes this. Okay, and then distribute in 3 squared is 9, y to the 8th. Okay, there's no longer an x because x to the 0 is 1. So you just replace x to the 0 with 1. 3 times 1 is still 3. Good to go. All right, let's see some power that I'd like you to try. I'm going to give you a little time on this. Number 2 looks like a good one. Number 5. Number 8. Number 9 is going to be trickier, but because there's a lot to it. Let's see if you can handle that. Let's also give you number 12. Number 12 goes back to the last stuff that we were doing. Actually, let's not worry about number 12 yet. Then I didn't give you, no, we're good. Okay, try those 4. 2, 5, 8, and 9. I'm going to write them down here. 1, 2. 2, 5, 8, 9. Bless you. Bless you. All right, ready? We good to go? So what's number 2? X to the 10th. Yep, just that's a, yeah, it'd be great if we had like 30 of those on the test of the 50 questions, huh?
Yes.
I'll do it just for you guys. Don't tell 5th and 7th period. Deal? Okay. Hey, problem number 5.
0.
Just one. Something to the raised to the 0 power is just 1. That whole quantity is raised to the 0, so the whole answer just becomes 1. All right. Now let's be cautious on this one. I'm going to go real slow. What would that do to the negative 3?
Positive.
Good. Not 6. 9, right? 3 times 3. Okay, do you see where the negative went there? Okay, and then what does this next one give me? X to the 10. And what does the y become? Y to the 2nd. Good. So make sure you feel comfortable with how that one's set up. Good to go? All right. Problem number 9. So we have to do it kind of in parts. So we're going to do the power to the power part first. Okay? So let's try this 2 to the 3rd first. What is 2 to the 3rd power? What is 2 times 2 times 2? 2 times 2 is?
4.
4 times 2 is?
8.
There you go. What is that? What is that x value there going to give me? X to the 6th. Do we feel comfortable with that so far? Let me change color. What is 3 squared? 9. Good. And then what is the x going to be there? X to the 6th. Very good. Now, we're not done with the problem. I bet you, though, I would bet you, I will have that as one of the answers, and it's going to be wrong. What do you think I still want you to do? Yeah, I want to add the exponents to do what with the 8 and 9. What should we do with the 8 times 9? Multiply, 72, right? And then what did the x's become now? 12, good. So we might have that blue and green answer listed, and then we might have the real answer. So be cautious on that, okay? Be cautious about that. We feeling okay, friends? Can I move off this screen? Hey, quick question. When is everything, including late homework, and next Thursday? So a week from tomorrow. Okay? So if you have any zeros in the grade book, if it's a homework, we'll get it done. Okay? I haven't been giving you a lot of homework. Now, I know there's some other teachers where it's like, I know we haven't done anything all year. These last 2 weeks, we're going to read 3 novels, write 7 papers. And you're like, what? That's not me. You okay?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. The next thing I want to talk about is the negative exponents. Negative exponents. Negative exponents, oh my gosh, I can't spell. Negative exponents. What did I do? Does it really? All right, you know what? It really ends at 35? Oh, okay. Well, I appreciate you. All right, I tell you what. Please bring this back for tomorrow. You don't have to work any more of it out. We'll pick up with negative exponents tomorrow, and then the tug of war stuff as well. But please bring this sheet back tomorrow. Deal? You do not need to complete it at all. I am not checking it off. I get phone